This is a song that our teacher, Thầy, really likes. And Sister Nghiem, one of Thay's closest attendants, often sings this song to offer to Thay and to the community. I don't think we need to translate it because everybody here seems to understand French. Okay, we don't want to embarrass ourselves up here, so let's pretend that we know how to sing. Okay? I also don't remember the lyric. Okay. Depuis cuộc tourne la terre, cuộc tourne la ronde, de nos joies, de nos misères, tour du monde. Chacun cherche le bonheur, chacun de nous veut le suivre, mais c'est tout que le bonheur, il est là, il est toujours là. Le bonheur, il est au fond de notre cœur, et nos rêves les plus chers sont bien en chacun de nous. Le bonheur c'est maintenant, pendant que l'on chante. Je me souviens très longtemps, et c'est là mon chante. Chacun cherche le bonheur, chacun de nous veut le suivre, mais c'est tout que le bonheur, il est là, il est toujours là. Everybody, le bonheur, il est au fond de notre cœur, et nos rêves les plus chers sont bien en chacun de nous. Good morning, dear Thầy, dear brothers, dear sisters, and dear friends. Today is August the 8th in the year 2017, and we are in Maple Village, Montreal, Canada. And my name is Sister Nghiem, Sister True Pearl, not Trooper. I'm very happy to be with you today. Today I will be sharing with you about the practice of beginning anew. Usually when people come to us and ask us, who do you love the most in the world? What is your answer? Anyone here would like to answer this question? Who do you love the most in this world, in this lifetime? Yes?
Well, what it should be is me.
Exactly, good. Anyone think like Philip? Raise your hand. Wow, that's good. That means you are very kind. You are not selfish at all. Many people think that when we love ourselves, first they consider us as selfish. But no, not really. Because if we don't know how to love ourselves, how can we love others, right? I would like to start the session by inviting you to do an exercise together with me. Please look at your two hands. Yeah, take them out and look at them with great love and gratitude. And visualize your two hands when you were first born, on the first day that you came into this life. How small they were. Very, very beautiful, like flowers. And then remember the day when you first held a pen or a pencil or a marker and you learned how to draw a circle. Write a letter A. What a nice feeling that was. Maybe perhaps at first we were a little bit confused because we don't know if we are left-handed or right-handed. And then the first day we went to school, a mom or a dad took us to the crossroad and go to school on the first day in our life. how safe we felt. And then the first time we held a boy's hand or a girl's hand, we had butterfly in our stomach. We felt funny in our heart. We felt so happy inside. And now let us hold our two hands. How are we feeling when we hold these two hands? Do we feel safe and happy? Like we're holding a hand of a boy or a girl? Or the hand of our parents? How wonderful it is to hold our two hands. Because in our two hands, we can see our mother and our father. Their love, their DNA have transmitted to us. So next time, if we feel that we don't have anybody to hold our hands, or we don't have anyone's hands to hold, we can simply come back to our breathing and hold our two hands. Then we can feel very safe, loved. Thank you. I remember when I was 16, I fell in love. How many of you here have fallen in love or have been in love? Everybody should be raising your hand. If you don't raise your hand, you're lying. I'm just kidding. If you don't fall in love, congratulations. That means you don't know yet true suffering. If you want to know what true suffering is, then fall in love. Yeah. I remember when I fell in love at the age of 16. You know, being a teenager, I made a promise to myself that I would not fall in love until I turned 18. But then there was this cute boy in my school. I couldn't help it. So I fell in love with him. He was 17 and I was 16. And I remember the first time that he tried to hold my hand. It was in computers class. I think I was in 10th grade. So he was sitting here and I was sitting there, and you know, we were very shy to look at one another, to make eye contact. So he just brought his hand out, and I think I understood what he tried to do, so I also gave my hand out to him and for him to hold my hand. And for the first time in my life, a boy held my hand, and it was such a wonderful feeling. I started to have butterfly in my stomach. You know, I felt like I'm being loved and cared. To me, that was important, you know. And every day after that day, every time I tried to rub my hands like this, I could feel that, I could have that feeling again. When I was at work, every time I missed him, I would hold my two hands like this. But you know, love is only beautiful for the first few months. After that, it can be like a disaster. That's because at that time, I did not know how to love myself. I had a lot of expectation. And so eventually we broke up. It was I was only in love one time before I became a nun. So he was my first and my only love. And of course, as a nun, I cannot hold a boy's hand. I can only hold my brother's hand, my dad's hand, my nephew's hands. But I cannot go to a random man or gentleman and hold their hands. You know, it's not a mindful manners for a nun. So one day in the Dharma talk, and as I was sitting there listening, I started to feel very happy, and I put my hands together like this. You know, this is it's something that we do all the time. It becomes like a norm. But then I started to feel, wow, it is wonderful to hold our own hands. Why is it that there are some things that we can do every day repeatedly, but we don't have any feelings? Well, now I'm going to change that. So every time I hold my hands, I will feel happy, I will feel safe. Because for sure, I will not always have somebody by my side to hold my hand, right? Sometimes we are by ourselves, and we must feel safe when we are by ourselves. And then from that day on, I enjoy holding my hands. And whenever I hold my hands, I would visualize, this is my mother's hand, this is my dad's hand, coming together and hold my hand. And with that, even though living far away from my parents, I would still feel very connected to them. And this is how we can learn to express love to ourselves and be kind to ourselves, by coming back to the present moment and coming back to get in touch with what we have available in our daily life. And just like the song that we sang, le bonheur c'est maintenant, right? And we can be happy whenever we want and wherever we want, if we know the art. Because as a mindfulness practitioner, we have that capacity that other people, they find it very difficult to be happy in the present moment. And we are still young, so we can be very creative with our practice. Earlier, I asked, in this lifetime, or at this moment, who do we love the most? And I'm so happy to see that most of you raised your hand. And the answer was, we love ourselves the most. Next time, when we make a list of beautiful things in our lives, don't forget to include ourselves on that list. And perhaps we should be the first one on the list, and not anything else. Nowadays, we have so many means for communication: Facebook, FaceTime, Skype, Instagram, Twitter, email, texting, phone. But for some reason, people feel more disconnected than ever. Do you feel that? How many of you agree? Raise your hand. Why? You know, in Thailand, there's this phone company. They encourage people disconnect to connect. A phone company makes this video clip. At first, people are just always with their phone, and they don't pay attention to anything around them. At the dinner table, at the park, they always have to take out their phone. And then the second part of the advertisement, it shows people without their phone. And it shows how connected they are with one another. Disconnect to connect. What is the phone company in Canada? What is it called? The phone company? Bell, Rogers. Can you imagine Bell or Rogers do those kind of advertisement? I cannot imagine AT&T in the United States would do those kind of advertisement. But to me, I mean, we all see how disconnected we are with one another nowadays, even though we have so much means of communication. And one of the reasons is because we are so disconnected with ourselves. We want to look busy. It's very pleasant when people say, "Oh, you must be very busy." We make it like it's a compliment. I am busy. I fall into that situation sometimes at the monastery. Oh, I'm busy, I cannot do it, I cannot go out, I cannot drink tea. Oh, Sister Nghiem, you must be very busy. And it felt good inside because it made me feel, oh, I'm important. But no, our mind is tricking us. And sometimes we don't know it. So we must come back to our in-breath and our out-breath regularly during the day to get in touch with what is most beautiful inside of us. Look at this flower. As a human, we are also like a flower in the garden of humanity. We might not be a beautiful flower all the time, but we are a flower. And in order for a flower to survive, what does it need? Care, water, sunshine. It needs to sleep. Je m'appelle Sir Nghiem et j'aime dormir. It needs to rest. Right? So it's the same with us. We are a flower and we need all of that. A flower needs water to survive. But what happens if we give it too much water? It will die. We have to give the flower water the right time and the right place. And it's the same with us. We need water to survive. And the water here is the care, the love, the understanding. Everybody around us is also a flowers, and they need the same.